9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage!
Good day! We are the ACT students from Gordon College.
We are here to present to you the assembling and disassembling of a system unit. Hi, first I'm going to present to you the part of the system unit. So first is the system case. So the system case, so many parts. So what we are going to need is screwdriver, but make sure that it is unplugged to avoid any electrical damage. So let's take a closer look. So this is the system case. So let's turn it around so we can see the parts. This one is the power cord plug. This is the power supply vent, the input-output templates, the input-output connector ports, and of course the expansion slots. And let's not forget the feet and the top cover frame, top cover panel and the frame. So we're going to lie it down like this to unscrew it. So we are now going to unscrew it. So make sure that the screw you're removing is segregated from other screws because the system unit have many different screws for different parts. So let's remove the panel. So the next step is to slide the cover. So slide it slowly. So now I'm going to give it to my member and Sina Bryden to present you the parts of the motherboard and how to disassemble it.
I'm going to present to you the motherboard and how to disassemble it.
Motherboard is the main circuit board inside the PC which holds the processor, memory, and expansion slots and connects directly or indirectly to every part of the PC. It's made up of a chipset known as the glue logic, some code in ROM, and the various interconnections or buses. So carefully unscrew the screws of the motherboard. And don't forget to segregate it from all the other screws. It is important to separate it so you will never use the wrong screw when assembling it. Now, before removing the motherboard, make sure to unplug all of the wirings attached to it so you can safely remove it and to prevent creating or damaging the other parts. Unplug the power connectors by pressing the middle part and always be careful. Now, I just unplugged these red wirings. This is called serial ATA or SATA cable. So, as you can see, I'm holding the motherboard itself. This is the PCB or printed circuit board. So this is the cooling fan. Its function is to pull the heat outside so the motherboard will not overheat. This is the PCI Express. And this is the power connectors. Always remember it because I'm telling you, this motherboard have so many parts attached to it. And this is the keyboard and mouse ports, as you can see. Now we are going to remove the cooling fan. Remember, there is always a technique on removing this. To remove the fan, twist the sides. Yeah, it's really hard, but I believe I can do this. So hard, yes. Oops, I did it. Success. So now, let's see the other parts. This is the CMOS battery. The BIOS chips. The CMOS battery. And this is the CMOS battery chip. So this is the parts of the motherboard, and now I'm giving it to RB to present the processor.
Now I'm going to present to you the processor.
This is the processor. Just pull up the lever and remove the pinless head. As you can see, it's branded Intel Core Duo. This is the pinless head. And this is the pin head. Now let's put it back. Okay, so the processor is the central component of the PC. It is also the brain that runs the show inside your PC, one of the most amazing devices in the world of our technology. So, it plays an important role. So you better get one. Now, this is the system memory. Just click the lock to open to remove the system memory. So now, let's put it back the way we remove it.
Now, I'm going to present you the power supply in its part and how to disassemble the power supply.
This is the power supply. It is responsible for converting your standard household power into a form that your computer can use. Now, to remove the power supply, just unscrew it like this. This one also. And make sure to put aside all the screws. Before removing it, make sure to remove all the wires attached to it and carefully pull out the power supply. So now this is the power supply cover. These bigger and wider wires are the motherboard connector. The small ones are the disk drive connectors. This one is the input voltage selector, as you can see. This is the power plug receptacle, and this is the power supply fan. So that's pretty much all the parts of the power supply.
Okay, now, to remove the hard drive, just simply remove the screw first. And gently slightly pull it out. Yeah, just like that. And this is now the hard drive. The hard drive is the last one we remove, so it will be the first one to be put back. By the way, the hard drives provide the permanent storage areas for your computer. When the computer is turned off, all data are still intact on the disk.
Now, to assemble the power supply, just gently put it back and then screw it like this. Screw this also. Make sure it is carefully and safely screwed so it won't fall off.
Now, we're going to put back the motherboard. So first, we are going to put it in its proper position. As you can see, when you put it back, you see the keyboard and mouse port from the outside the system unit. And then screw it. Screw it properly so it won't move. And when you are done, just connect the IDE cable and power connectors to the drive and the motherboard.
So to put it back, just slide it slowly, the way you pull it out when we disassemble it, and then screw it tightly on the sides like this, and on the other side too. Make sure that it is tight so it won't fall off when we stand it.
So that is our video tutorial on how to assemble and disassemble a system unit. Thank you.